In horror trailers, appropriate sound effects are a crucial feature to their composition, a notable example being The Strangers Pray at Night, which heavily utilises fast-paced music to formulate tension. With this in mind, I've paid close attention to the music I insert into my own trailer. In the middle of the trailer, there's a sequence of shots that show my protagonist reading a mythical website, and I wanted to mimic the dangers of what the article contains by placing a ghostly-like breathing as the headline words appeared on the screen. As well as this, during a jump cut sequence of images of demons, I applied sequences and jolty music to imitate the danger they evoke, conforming to the conventions of horror trailers. Towards the end of the trailer, there is a high-angle close-up shot of the protagonist struggling to breathe in her sleep. When filming this, I positioned her centrally in the frame so she appears as the focal point during this part of the trailer. With my knowledge from research into similar media texts, I believe my poster follows the conventions for multiple reasons. Amongst all the posters I've analysed, the dominant image of a poster is crucial and often the feature that attracts or repels the audience. With posters such as Carrie, the dominant image is the focal point, and I wanted to imitate this by putting emphasis into my image as well. On the poster, the model in the image is of a ghostly white hue, this having connotations with the possessed and paranormal, which contrasts the blackened background of the poster. Effectively, this makes her stand out and almost gives the impression that she is floating from the poster, hinted by the blurring of her body that evokes a sense of chaos and dreamlike state. Another prominent feature I found with all posters is the use of a tagline. These taglines are utilised to give us more insight to the story and, like the dominant image, are used to reel in an audience. I found that most horror posters had a threatening mode of address, such as Never Sleep Again from Nightmare on Elm Street. With this language in mind, I followed conventions, writing my tagline as Prepare to Lose Yourself. Unlike the Carrie poster, which challenges conventions by not featuring the movie title on the product, I positioned my title beneath the dominant image in order to prevent distracting the audience from the model. I chose to present it in a blurred, ghostly effect that evokes the same eeriness as my dominant image does. Lastly, I believe my magazine front cover both challenges and uses conventions from the horror genre. During the drafting stage, based on my experience from making a music magazine and AS Media in my audience research, I knew that the dominant image was crucial to get right. It has to be striking, especially within this genre. The front cover I found particularly effective was the Rue Morgue magazine, which illustrated a model being possessed, also hinting to the audience the issue's content, which is another function of the dominant image. I believe my chosen picture follows the conventions mentioned above, as similarly to the poster, I ensured to make the dominant image stand out by using contrasting colours between the background and model's skin. I wanted to create a sense of fluidity between my ancillaries, so edited the model's eyes as black marbles as well as manipulating her skin to that of a ghost in the poster. This technique can be found with movies such as Hellboy, whose promotional products all share the similar designs. In regards to the layout, when comparing the real-life covers to my own, I think my layout differs in that it just looks simpler. I chose to insert only one image on the front instead of a collection, as I wanted to avoid distracting the audience from the focal point / unique selling point of the issue, which is my trailer. Similarly, I feature only a few headlines on the front to ensure the dominant image isn't too clouded by text. When deciding the colour scheme, I opted for red, black and white, as these hues strongly connote themes from the horror genre. For example, red is linked to blood and often danger, and the hue black is commonly associated with darkness and evil. When choosing the cell lines, I was heavily influenced by examples I'd seen during my research into similar media texts. An example of this is with the SFX Horror magazine, who wrote Top 20 Villains. I mimic this type of cell line by featuring 50 greatest slashers in my magazine, enlarging the number 50 in particular to catch my target audience's eye. In regards to the masthead, I combined the words paranormal and scream to make Parascream, influenced by existing magazine Paracinema. The words paranormal and scream both stem from the horror genre, so I believe that my magazine genre is conveyed well.